1 John 2:15. What does he say? Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. The love of the Father is not in him. So laying claim to the love of the Father when you love the world is fallacy. It's false. There's a beautiful book. The problem is if we go there, James. Let's go to James. We'll try and read very little. James. Okay, so I will read. This is how we'll do it. I'll read. And as you read, start to see how this whole ties up. James 4. Take us to 4, verse 1. Let's read this one. James 4, verse 1. To conform or not to conform. If you conform, you lose. They're mutually exclusive. If you conform, you are alienated from God. From whence come wars? Okay. Guys, read this scripture off with a fresh look, eh? Hello? I feel like getting out of the way. Read this scripture with a fresh look, guys. Again, many times you read this. From whence comes wars and fightings amongst you? And straight away we think Japan versus US and Afghanistan versus... He is writing to the church. So keep the book at home. It's us. He's talking to us. From whence comes wars and fightings among you? Come they not hence, even of your lusts that war in your members? We already know what lust is, isn't it? Comes from lusts that war in your members. Verse 2. He says, you lust and have not. You lust and have not. You kill and desire to have and cannot obtain. Me have never killed anyone. How did Jesus describe murder in the New Testament? He called it hatred. He equated them. He says, you kill and you desire to have and you cannot obtain. You fight and war, yet you have not because you ask not. But I've been asking. Verse 3. You ask and receive not because you ask amiss. How is it that I ask amiss? That you may consume it upon your... The problem is the lust. I told you the great Christian prayer. God, give me everything so that I will not need you anymore. Independence from God. Hello? It's being asked for in prayer. It's in prayer. God, if you just God, serious. If you just give me 5 million, do you know how much tithe I will give God? Do you know how much tithe I will give God? I'll give 1 million. That's double. I'll give double. Okay. What you're not saying is, and then I'll have 4 million not to rely on you, but to live independently. He said, no, I won't use it badly. I will not use it badly. It's not about using it badly. It's about self-independence, self-reliance, self-sufficiency. That's what he's after. He wants to kill that. And here is a good prayer point to heal that. But he wants to kill it. Says, you ask amiss that you may consume it upon your lust. What are the lust? Niliwaambia watu wakisikia lust wanasema mimi sina lust. No. Lust. A word. We brought it down to desires that consume you, and in this case for what? To provide for yourself or to protect yourself. Lust, easily defined, isn't it? So that you may consume it upon your lust. What is it? God, give me 5. God, give me 10 million. Kwanza tukwe serious zaidi, hiyo 5. God, tukwe 10 million. 10 million, God, wacha nikwambie, God, if you provide me with 10 million, I'll be faithful. In fact, I will host fellowships in my house. I'll buy a house and then host fellowship. What you're not saying is, owning a house is your greatest idea of security. And so it is that you're after. But you want to con God. So God, I will buy a house and host. In fact, I'll have daily fellowship there. Daily fellowship. God, I'll have daily fellowship. Have daily fellowship in that one you have rented. God, you know, landlords disturb us. God, landlords disturb us. If I own it, in fact, if I own it, one room will be open for people who want to go and pray. Open it now. Open it now. Put aside a room now and announce it. Tell them they can come and pray. No, God, it's not convenient. In fact, it should be a 5-bedroom house so that I don't disturb the children. Alas, you ask amiss. What is to ask amiss? Is to ask the Lord motivated by your own lusts. Just to ask amiss. What is to ask amiss? Is to request it or ask it from the Lord, but the driving factor, the motivation, is your own lusts. And we bring down lust to simple definition: self-security or self-protection and self-provision.